Statements or comments. What are you used to hearing from your manager or boss? There's a big difference between the two, and one tends to open dialogue and the other shuts it down pretty quickly. Hi, Brian McCordy here from Black Belt Lean Thinking. And again, there's a huge difference between statements and comments. Statements tend to be authoritative and decisive. They're verbalizing a decision that's already been made. I had a friend of mine who used to manage a department in a large organization, and when he had meetings with people that could potentially bring a lot to the table, he would make statements that would shut down all dialogue. No one wanted to argue with him, so any help that he could have gotten from the group was gone. Again, when we hear someone make a statement, they tend to be decisive. It means they don't really want to hear what you have to say about it unless you're giving them kudos on their great statement. Comments, on the other hand, are more like vocalized thoughts. They beg for people to join in the conversation. They want to know what you think. Now, I'm not saying all statements are wrong. There are statements that are good. As a matter of fact, I'll give you a way to tell good statements from bad ones. Statements are either self-serving or they're self-evident truths. Self-serving statements are like, I'm the boss. This is how it is. If I want your opinion, I'll tell it to you. We're going to meet this deadline. These tend to be self-serving. Self-evident truths are statements more along the line of, people are our greatest asset. I believe that all people are created equal. Any type of racism is wrong. We need to value the safety of our people. These are statements that are self-evident truths, and most people would get behind it, very few would argue. And you can tell a self-evident truth because, again, the nature of it. It makes sense to you. You don't have to argue it. You state it, everyone just kind of shakes their head and they agree. Like, that way is north, providing that way is actually north. Again, it's a self-evident truth. Self-serving bosses tend to kind of fall under the category of people who are entitled. They're the ones that maybe kiss a lot of butts to get to where they are and want you to kiss their butt also. There tends to be two types of people along this line. There's a type of person that suffered through something and wants you to suffer just like they did, or the person that suffered through something and goes, you know what, I want to spare others of going through what I went through. Those are the people you want to work for. Those are our natural leaders. I coined a phrase when speaking to groups where I often call a non-leader. A non-leader is self-serving. Remember, we follow people that we know will protect us. And we don't follow a leader to empower the leader. We follow a leader to empower ourselves because we know that they're going to protect us. They're going to protect everyone in the group. Again, a good leader is going to make self-evident truth statements that will rally support and we can get behind. And these can be business-oriented. One statement that kind of rallied our nation back in the 60s was when John F. Kennedy said that by the end of the decade, we'll be the first nation to put a man on the moon. That was a definite statement, but it wasn't self-serving. It was one that rallied the support and the excitement of a nation. If you remember what was going on back then is the missile crisis and everyone was worried about nuclear war. So he gave us something exciting to take our minds off of fear, something that would build us up rather than tear us down. So it's a good thing. Again, when we make positive statements, or our leaders do, that are self-evident truths, there are things that are not self-serving that others can get behind, and again, it will tend to excite us. So what do you make? Do you typically make statements or comments? How about your boss? Does he make make self-evident truths or self-serving statements? And I would suggest going very few with the statements and very broad with the comments. Again, one good statement to rally support, such as, you know what, we are going to give full support to getting this project done in this timeline to meet the needs of our customers and to grow our business. That's fine. You're rallying support and you're giving a focal point to effort. We want to rally the support and the excitement of people that work with us. We all want to be part of something big. not something that's self-serving to a management team or an individual. It should serve the needs of all. And by all, I mean the company, the customers, and the community. All three of those should be positively influenced. So hopefully this gave you something to think about. Again, what do you make typically and what do you hear often at work? Statements or comments? And the statements, are they self-serving or are they self-evident truths? For more information along this line, be sure and check out my books, Do You Work for a 10-Year-Old and Where Are All the Gentlemen? Hit like, subscribe, and share. Thanks for your time.